Hillary Clinton, the nominee now. So President Obama, what does he have to do? Endorse her, jumps in the fray, goes on Fallon the other night, takes a little shot at Donald Trump. Roll the tape.
Thank you, Congress, for spending 8 years wishing you could replace me with a Republican. Or, to put it another way, how do you like me now?
So we have Mr. Trump here on the phone, and President Obama is basically calling you a reality show candidate. Last time I checked, this guy's celebrity in chief. What do you think about President Obama jumping in the fray? What does that mean for you?
Well, we just had one of the worst jobs reports in 7 years, the worst in 7 years. And frankly, he ought to be focused on jobs. He ought to be focused on the economy, making decent deals with countries like Mexico that are ripping us off like you've never seen before. Mexico's making a fortune off our backs. And we ought to be focused on China. He ought to be focused on many other places. He ought to be looking into the military where it's being totally depleted, where they have to use used parts to fix our fighter jets, which are also very old. And, you know, there are so many other things. He's one of the worst presidents in our history, and he shouldn't be up on late-night shows unless it's to get elected. And I hope he comes into the election because I would love to take good shots at him also. And I guess once he does, just like Bill, once he does, he's open prey. Right,
because it's not just President Obama. You're going to have Bill Clinton, Elizabeth Warren, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, everybody coming at you, a lot of incoming. How are you going to deal with all that incoming fire where even some of your Republican so-called friends don't know how to even circle the wagons?
Well, I think one thing, Jesse, the Republicans better get tougher because the way they are right now, they are, you know, I got more votes than anybody in the history of the Republican primaries, by a lot, more than anybody. And I mean, like millions. And they better get a lot tougher or they're going to have a lot of losses. They're not just going to lose presidency. They're going to lose a lot of different places. I watch them, and I'm watching their language and their body language. And these are people that they better get tough, Jesse, or it's going to be not a good picture.
Yeah, and you're going to get tough on Monday. You're going to tee off on the Hillary Clinton scandals. I think that's going to get a lot of traction because the press loves that. People need to be reminded of a lot of that deceit and corruption. But are you worried that if you go hard after the scandals, you're not hammering your themes like the border, like safety, and like the economy? You're going to be able to do both.
Well, I am. I mean, every time we get off subject, look, I couldn't even talk about the jobs report because of all the different things that are thrown at you. And, you know, the press is very, very, very biased. I've never seen anything like it, actually. I mean, it's a one-way story from virtually everybody, other than you, Jesse,
other than you. That's right. Fair and balanced over here in Waters World.
Fair and balanced. But, you know, it's really a biased press. And I've heard about it. I've read about it all my life. You know, I've only been doing this for 12 months now, right?
Yeah.
But I've heard about this all of my life. And I've been on the other side of things, so you don't look. You know, I've always been a contributor, and I've been a big contributor, but I've always been on the other side. So I never really focused on the press. It didn't matter that much. But I will tell you, if you're a Republican conservative, you've got yourself one big disadvantage because the press is really dishonest.
They are, and it's amazing Republicans even get elected in this country because they're taking on not only their Democratic opponents but the press too. Now, you're going to have Hillary in the debates face to face, and she is getting crushed by you among men. I mean, massive, massive disadvantage on her part there. How do you look at her, down on her, you're going to be towering over her, and exploit that weakness without making her look like a victim, because she plays that victim card very well?
Well, she plays the victim card and she plays the woman card. I watched the other night where, you know, the whole thing was about the woman card. And I think women are sick and tired of her, frankly, and I don't think she's going to do well with women. Women don't like her. She turns out, you know, I use the word corrupt Hillary, and she's corrupt, and she's been corrupt for a long, long time. You look at some of the deals that are going on in that foundation. You look at the book that was written, and it's incredible. I mean, if that were written about a Republican, it would have been front page news all over the world, and he would have been out in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, the book how she's been mistreating her Secret Service, basically treating them as bag handlers and, you know, cursing them out and things like that. Is that kind of a preview how you're going to go after her on Monday with some of the scandals?
Well, it could be. This is a highly respected Secret Service agent that said that she has not got the temperament. I mean, basically said she's a maniac, and that she hasn't got the temperament. She was a screamer, a shouter. She treated the Secret Service like terrible. These are great people, by the way. I'm dealing with them now. Believe me, they're great people. But she treated them like horribly. But she, most importantly, he said she is way, way off. I mean, he actually, if you really read it, I guess he almost figures there's something wrong with her. But I've known that, and people know that. People in the inner circles know that. She's nasty, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying she really doesn't have the temperament to be president.
Right. All right. Well, Mr. Trump, I know it's your birthday on Tuesday. I've already gotten you a signed Waters World headshot. I don't know what else you could possibly want.
That's all I want. More than anything in the world, Jesse, that's what I want.
All right. Well,
there's nothing else you could get me that's better than that.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and have a great weekend.
Thank you very much, Jesse.
All right.